Welcome back to HGC KR, the final match of week number 9, and we have the best one waiting for you.
The final countdown, indeed. You've waited all week for the final day, and for the final game on the final day, it's going to be an absolute banger. Gen.G taking on Ballistix, and we've seen quite a few 3-0s, and talking before the games, we thought going into this maybe another 3-0, but last time they played in the first part of this phase, it was a 3-1. Ballistix managed to take that first game to give fans false hope and then, drop the rest of them. And Gen.G do look strong, but, they're coming off of a win. But before that, they were coming off of a loss to Miracle, so maybe looking a little bit more mortal than ever.
Yeah, compared to the first set of best of 5, it's going to be a very different style of drafting.
Right.
It's going to take a long time. Even a team fight, it won't be just, let's engage and make a fight. They will actually use a lot of time to position themselves, set up a fight before the actual team fight starts. So I'm expecting these, not the set score. I don't know if it's going to be 3-2, 3-1, 3-0, but the games itself will be actually a lot longer than the one before, for sure.
Right, and even if it is a 3-0, right, the numbers aren't going to tell the whole story of these games, because not only are these just two of the best teams in the entire world, the drafting, the play style, the map rotations, it's all so cerebral, because these teams have played against each other, the players have played against each other for just basically forever, and so they really do have an in-depth knowledge of the finer nuances and the subtle details of both of their teams.
Yep, and Ballistix, Gen.G, both dropped the series.
That's true.
Miracle, but it's Miracle the final boss. But Gen.G, okay, let's talk about, move that aside.
Okay.
They're coming up soon,
right.
but Ballistix, let's talk about Ballistix first.
Yes.
3rd place. And because Tempest actually grabbed a win just now, they need to have a win here.
Yes.
Next, the final match they have is versus Gluck, which will be an easier match for them because Gluck is at the 8th place spot. And it seems like they're not really climbing out anytime soon, especially against Ballistix. For Ballistix, this is their hardest match before possibly their playoff if they actually drop this one.
Yeah, if they do have to go to playoffs, yeah, sure, maybe they'll make it out of there, but it is a maybe this season. No way.
Look at that at SDE's high quality. Cheers.
Best emotes on Twitch, by the way.
Oh, look at this.
This is the sickest fan sign I've seen in basically forever.
Wow.
If we give away prizes for fan signs, we would absolutely give one to them.
We're totally giving it to them, the 2 guys right there. SDE's fans, hhigh quality, and they make new one every single weekend. That's crazy amount of dedication.
The way that Korean fans, treat their players is just incredible to me. Fan signs, gifts. I was walking out with the Tempest guys, and the fans just had bags and bags of gifts to give them. So it's a good time to be a Korean pro gamer. So if you guys want to be a Korean pro gamer, well, spoiler alert, you probably can't be. But it's a great life if you can live it.
But here comes number 1. Gen.G, if they win tonight, they qualify for BlizzCon. 1st or 2nd place from Korea, they go straight to BlizzCon because we have 3. All they have to do is win. 3-1, 3-0, 3-2, doesn't matter. If they win, they go to BlizzCon.
Yep.
Very likely. Against Ballistix, only at the early part of this year, Gen.G fell to Ballistix. Ever since that moment, Ballistix was never able to climb above Gen.G. After very first Eastern Clash of this year, Gen.G has been dominating all the other Korean teams. And they actually turned things around. I think the drafting style from Noblesse has changed a little ever since we had a lot more heroes in the top tier season. With Tyrande, we'll have to see how he actually uses that as a tool to open up some other heroes. Try to contest for that Taika spot even now.
Take a look at the Battlegrounds. It will be, not surprisingly, Dragonshire as our first map with bans on Tomb of the Spider Queen and Braxis. No real surprise there. But Dragonshire, I feel like that's the best way to start this off. Gigantic, huge macro map. We get to watch Noblesse and his big, sexy brain kind of work through this draft to try to set that team up for success. And, oh man, this is just such a great way to kind of set the stage for what should be an absolutely amazing best of 5.
We're ready. Game 1. Ballistix Gen.G.
Let's go. Diablo, our first ban. Not a big surprise there. Seen that quite a bit today. but probably just Genji or Maev come out here and then kind of the same thing again.
Thing is, they've been Tyrande as well.
Yeah, that's what you would expect, right? So for Gen.G, you might think, oh, well, it's second ban Tyrande,
So
right?
let's see what Gen.G thinks of the tops. Okay, top support,
There we
Tyrande
go.
confirmed by Gen.G as well.
Yes.
So Tempest, Gen.G Ballistix, they all think the same. This means the Nubarak is open. And because of that, they will just grab the Deckard and possibly a DPS alongside.
Probably Hanzo, I would guess. Not necessarily a guaranteed go-to, but it is something that you see kind of picked up pretty safely right off the bat. But Yrel picked up over Blaze
Quick
here.
Yrel, I think they want to set it up for Raynor maybe later.
Yeah.
And open up a few other options.
I think they know that if they do just go straight for the Blaze again, then it's going to get countered either by Malthael or something else. But kind of interesting to not see the Deckard picked up by any means.
Because I guess they banned out Tyrande, but there are a few other options, White Main Deckard, and even past that, Stukov has been used a lot, and look at that, look at the face of Julio.
Yeah, that is not a happy face.
What kind of drafting is this? This is really weird from Gen.G.
Yeah, so they see the Yrel on the other side. They realize probably the Blaze is not going to be contested. So if they just grab the Reyna right here, maybe they pick that up a little bit later on in the draft as their solo laner. But now we get a chance to kind of delve deeper down into what Gen.G want to pressure. And it does look like they will be targeting that support pool, taking the white main off the board and really kind of tunneling in towards that, or forcing Ballistix to kind of tunnel towards the Deckard pick.
Yes, and they don't remove Deckard at all, and they think about leaving. So support's really going a little down in priority in terms of not the bans, but the picks for both teams here. Really setting up better chances for the DPS to appear, and it feels fishy still. There's a Phoenix for Gen.G, but they're hiding the main DPS. Can also be a flex. You can have Rich on the Phoenix, but Recent doesn't really play Phoenix as much.
There's the Blaze pick we thought would be combined with the Raynor, and Malfurion. Okay, long time no see, buddy. Previously one of the best first picks. Oh, there it is, hiding the hammer for last.
So that was the reason. Even though they don't have the Blaze, they have the Yrel for the peeling and hammer. They're gonna look forward to not to macro crazily around the map, but to just keep that bottom shrine for themselves. I'm talking about Gen.G, of course, and then siege out, do all the damage to the towers and destroy the fountain. Is that what they are looking for in the early game? Somewhat fast of a draft from both teams.
I think they both kind of knew what they were going for, and they drafted in a way that it basically meant they were going to get what they wanted. The Malfurion pick does seem to be not strange by any means, but it's been a while just because of how many strong support picks there are right now.
And for Ballistix, quite surprising that they actually just go Raynor Thrall. Because Hanzo just went straight through the draft. And you would just expect SC to play Hanzo most of the times. But I think Ballistix, they start to move away from that old ones. Try to go with the new, not really new I would say, but bringing Thrall is the key here for SDE.
Here we go, game number 1 of our highlight matchup of the week. This should be an absolute spectacle to watch. It is on a very large map, and here we go. Starting things off, all 5 alive in the mid lane. SC getting that early poke damage, but make sure to stay out of range of Tist.
There's a gun all the way around.
Knockback burrow charge on out. Hooligan will go down. First blood. The hammer shot at long range sieges him down.
Yeah, look at that. He was in the left side of that tribush, hammered, wrecking ball, and when you take turret shots, you're just gonna be gone super early game. Turrets hurt a lot right now, even if you're a tank.
There's a hammer sieging down the bottom lane. Not too often you get a chance to see that last for very long. Of course it won't, but Reset, this is what he's going to be doing. This is his mission this game.
SD is going to have a tough time. Might as well maybe swap lanes, because he wants that Crash Lightning snacks. Hammer Deckard, okay, but when that's paired up with the wave, you can't really get too many stacks. It's going to be a tough mission for him.
Nice use of the burrow charge to disjoint Everything coming his way. Now, with the lane assignments, you know, kind of solidified, you think they really will go for that?
Yeah, they targeted onto SC, but it's the opposite.
Whoa.
Phoenix was actually being targeted. SC knew exactly what they wanted to do. He was actually pretty good on that acting just now, pretending to be the Jimmy that doesn't know anything that's around him.
Yeah, I mean, we saw good acting yesterday too. That was an Oscar performance, but today, glad to see that the acting has continued. And now we get a chance to see potentially a Dragon Knight as Urel controls the top, Shrine Hammer and Deckard control the bottom. Can Gen.G control mid long enough? Get the first Dragon Knight.
The top will be the real problem for Ballistix. Bottom one, it's really hard. From Hammer and Thrall, you know who wins. When you try to get close enough, Hammer will just blow you out. And Urel sustains so hard, so Ballistix, instead of taking the actual Shrine, they're just stopping the channel of the Dragon Knight in the mid lane. Yeah. Because it's really hard to focus on one, because once you distribute your resources to the bottom or top, you may actually end up losing more, because Gen.G already has the control of it.
Trying to catch out Rich, or at least put pressure on him back into the back. This nice groundbreaker to disjoint Magi a little bit there towards the back, and overall nothing really happens. There's a lot of tension. You can see how evenly matched these two teams are.
Even if you have all the shrines, well, if you cannot channel perfectly, you cannot get that Dragon Knight. Super early in game 250. They're baiting this. SD is caught in the rotation.
Yeah, Wrecking
coming
Ball,
for a save.
Groundbreaker. SD is still low though, but the rest of his team there for the save. Armor is effective for Tist, but will it be enough?
Yeah,
yes.
She does survive. Hooligan is the one really low. Rich looking
for
SC. Multiple kills. He's looking for 3 kills.
Oh, but they turn it around.
Look at that stun. Great teamwork by SC and Hooligan.
Oh, there it is. Gets the moral victory at the end. I thought they were both going to get away.
Charge.
Chose the wrong path. Should have gone behind the wall.
Maybe.
I don't know if there's a way to get out of there. I mean, he was just at like 2 HP against the Dragon Knight, so there's only so many ways to get out at that point. But, I mean, the siege continues in the bottom lane for Gen.G.
It's the best. When you have Sergeant Hammer, and when you have Dragon Knight on your team, well, keep on pushing. Not too hard, as you can just be on that mode for basically forever while the Dragon Knight is active. And you have Unstoppable, so that's another tool to actually keep yourself alive. In the meantime, Rich is actually rotating alone, soaking up some extra experience when they push the fort. Yeah, but Ballistix, they end up losing few wall at the bottom, but not too much.
Yeah, I thought SD might have like just turned on the Wind Fury, tried to run forward and find a pick after Dragon Knight had expired, but looks like there wasn't too much of an opportunity. So we're just gonna go back out and once again focus on a little bit more of the macro. Gen.G taking both top and bottom camps simultaneously, but giving up the southernmost
Texas.
That is basically where I'm from. I am from the Texas of Dragonshire.
Yeah, Texas from Dragonshire. That's a 6 o'clock camp, yes.
If we include all of North America, I guess that would be the Mexico.
Yeah, there's no Florida on this one, but it's the same. Ballistix, though they lost the Dragon Knight and the wall at the bottom, they do some damage, but not too much even with the camp control. They want to remove this top one faster because they want to take control and not wait for that level 10. Gen.G's not going to stop. They will keep on snowballing. That's why they're going to invade. Look at the tempo of these two teams just rotating around the map so quick.
It's just non-stop. Every time you win or lose, they always have a plan about what comes next.
10 stacks, Chain Lightning. Not too bad. But SD, he's not... As a Thrall, it's just the best to actually just sustain and soak experience against Hammer. You can't really do too much and wait for your teammates to come help you at times. And that's all he can do.
Yeah, really, Reset's just been slowly and steadily winning this race. A couple more shots, and there it goes. First fort of the game to Gen.G.
There are games when pros, when they draft, when they go into game, they just say, they straight up say, this is the draft, we simply cannot lose. I think Gen.G has somewhat of that with the hammer last pick, which Ballistix saw it coming. But there are lots of tools, even for Ballistix. Not to catch hammer, but catching Phoenix will be their best tool here.
Yep, they've already done it once. Can they do it again? I think the answer is maybe, but at what cost? So keep an eye on that as the game progresses, but it does feel like Reset has given his team kind of the inevitability, right? Just pushing slowly, steadily, oppressively through the bottom lane. There's nothing SDE can do, but now here we go looking for maybe a pick, potentially Tist. Trying to run away. The Cocoon does land on the Phoenix. Can they take him down immediately afterwards? The lockdown, the combo, but being saved there, thrown back to his safety.
When you have Cocoon, they try to stump both Garrosh, so Garrosh cannot toss him away into the fray. There's one. This time off the throw, that's going to be kill secure. Sundering does help. Little bit of damage, but that's about it. Look at the quick channel. And Blaze, because Blaze was moving top, Rich wanted to get his hand ASAP on that statue.
Yeah, and perfectly coordinated there by Gen.G. They find the pick they need, they get Dragon Knight #2, and are now looking to push down yet another fort. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to stand in their way. I mean, certainly not SDE. He's just now coming back from base. And of course, because the goal is to push through the structures, unfortunately, no longer BFG does not do that anymore, just using napalm and everything to burn it down. I think basically this is the support Reset and let him chip away at everything kind of idea from Gen.G.
Yep, Reset. He was not into trouble any time in this game.
Nope.
I don't think that's happening soon either, because they're focusing on the Phoenix. They know that's an easier target. And just buying time by forcing a photo charge from Hooligan so that the DPS line is not pressured by that skill. They understand the cooldown perfectly.
And they understand the Dragon Knight cooldown as well. They push forward, they're like, can we get another keep from it? Probably not. They're gonna pop right out of it again, and do they keep this push alive though? I don't know if, is this an overextension, G-Clef?
I don't think they saw Blaze going down, but they don't see Blaze for a long time, so they're trying, and they have the range.
Here comes Xiong'a. Looking for maybe jet propulsion in there. CC does land, but unstoppable. Resets safe and sound out of it.
Oh, Gyocha.
Yeah, Gyocha, perfect disengage. Oh my goodness. The Gen.G, they're just so flawless every step of the way.
And these are the reasons why they picked up Irel so early into the draft. They were setting up for this hammer draft.
Well, it's Irel.
Lots of engaging tools, lots of ground control, but they have to be nearby the target, like Brawl with the Feral Spirit, Blaze jet propulsion when there's Irel just hammering everyone away, and Garrosh to keep Hammer and Phoenix alive. So Gen.G, they had a really cool draft here. As keep DPS safe, and we win game by pushing. We have the maximum range.
Yeah. If they wanted to substitute Garrosh for Muradin, we could have the triple hammer comp again for the second time this week, but no, it turns out the axe is just as good. And that'll be the inevitable takedown of the third and final fort. Remaining Gen.G cashing in on all that global XP to take a 2-level lead.
Hooligan will be looking for a perfect target. But the problem is, peel from Irel plus Garrosh will be it's too great. I think just targeting down, just trapping down Garrosh in the Cocoon can actually be better choice at times, and then focus the DPS.
I mean, if you even do catch with the Cocoon, right? I mean, maybe that's the best case scenario. All of a sudden, wait until it expires, and then just stay a while and listen right on top of it. Even if you're in a bad spot, all you have to do realistically, save the hammer so it just can keep sieging through the entire fight. And it's like Gen.G are looking to push again.
Yeah, with Blaze gone from this defense right now, and this huge push. I mean, Ballistix, they still need a lot of time. They don't have the best wave clear from far away. Hooligan trying to come around, spotted by Gyocha already. He's got to be in danger zone. There's a taunt. They're trying to delete him. He gets deleted.
You could tell he was trying to force the issue. Say, I will flank you here. Gen.G just said no. Perfect denial. Reset apropos. that he gets the
I thought
final
Kyocha
kill.
had a late reaction on Hooligan, but he actually waited for Hooligan to pass him so he can actually hammer him away into the wall, so it lines up better for Garrosh to actually have the taunt and stun. What a crazy individual mechanical decisions paired up with the synergy from Gen.G.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if it's overtly expressly communicated, but I think that the team for Gen.G do understand, hey, this is what should happen. They trust each individual member to have those minor micro moments that are just being so effective. So we'll see Gen.G pushing forward aggressively again. It's just the reset show, one wall after another. They can't stop him.
They have the Dragon Knight. He can just charge one. That will make it a 4v5 team fight. He still has an unstoppable, so he can position himself really safe. Notice 75 armor. That's a lot of armor for himself.
Certainly is. There's a Sundering to try to disengage there, but it doesn't really split things up too much. I don't know if Gen.G are even really feeling pressured at this point, even with that big skill used to try to split them apart.
Not even close.
Nope.
That's how easy to take a keep, guys, with a hammer. Look at Reset. He says, someone please root me or something.
I mean, they will try, right? But he's just going to boost on out of there. Rich mounts up and heads for the hills. And Gen.G are just so effortless at everything they do. Maybe Hooligan looking for an engage right here. But, I mean, Gen.G are still perfectly grouped up.
But they can't. Yeah. Before 16, Blaze is on top, so there's no bunker, which means SDE and Raynor cannot be in the safe position. So there was no way of engaging in there.
And Gen.G are exploiting that, right? They see Blaze top lane. Hey, we're not in any trouble right here. So now that he has come down to rejoin, Gen.G have also kind of split apart, right? They send Raynor, or not Gen.G, Ballistix are still kind of split apart. They do have Raynor down there just trying to keep that bottom push from coming through the catapults. They try to defend their second keep. Gen.G aren't giving up.
They're going to continue. Reset on the siege mode just forever. Taking down the wall, forts, wall, keeps. Going for the second one as Ballistix, they still need some time to get that 16, but because Gen.G, they have all the camps now. They're going to go back, start the macro once again with Ballistix. They're about to hit 16. I think they really, Ballistix, they want to force an issue, engage into a team fight, but when Hooligan's gone, delete it like that, or when they try to go in, they cannot get the pair together because of all the healing tools from Gen.G.
Yeah, it's too much to get through. I mean, you saw Hooligan try to come around the side, right? No, totally denied. You can't do it. So, all of a sudden your primary engage, your attempt at flanking, that doesn't work. Where else do you go? I don't know. It's a lot to ask. Gen.G, so defensive, so oppressive in the macro. They paint the map blue, or red again.
They're going to catch them before they go back. Irel, they're about to engage, waiting for Irel to come in. I don't think any of their walls are even down. Not even top wall certainly scratched a little bit, but look at that.
Wow. I mean, maybe their bottom wall gets scratched here a little bit by the night camp. Yeah, okay, it does look like they're going to try to break through. One tower goes down, and indeed the gate will not. Oh my god. The infrastructure planning here from Gen.G is just on point. No cracks in their overpasses. Just rock solid the whole way. And now you have to look at how quickly Ballistix react. They're just like, no, we have to run top lane and just desperately try to stop this Dragon Knight from coming out.
Chain Lightning almost done. So that's, I guess, good news for Thrall. But can they actually have a team fight? Probably, can they open up a team fight until their game is over?
Well, Ballistix is still, or Hooligan rather, still off to the side. Now, of course, everybody rejoining, and this Dragon Knight Alder's captured once again by Gen.G. But look at Ballistix, they are moving forward. Scroll catches two, but no engage off of it.
Yeah, that was actually a bait from Gen.G, but Rich decided to go around. So that didn't really start the team fight. Just was trying to bait them into the range where he can toss over one off the wall, because still the wall survived for 16 minutes.
And now,
Irel, that's a burnt one.
Yeah, gotta keep an eye on what is up, what's available. It looks like, okay, so no Cocoon for Nubarak. Everything up now. Here comes the salvo. SCSC! He's out of here.
And taunted Jung-ha. Bunker just to buy time, but nothing else following up with the team.
Yes.
So that's gone, and this is going to be the core call. Gen.G will push all the way with the Dragon Knight. And that's how you finish the game with drafting.
Yep. Solon said he wins the race. This is a victory, yes, for the team, but it feels like Noble S is winning this game, right? Such an impeccable draft, and well played by his players, not to take anything away from their accomplishment. But this will be the core call. It will be too much to defend. 2 members still dead for Ballistix and Gen.G. Crush all the way through. Somewhat appropriately, Reset just going the entire distance. What a dominant performance by Gen.G.
And not just that drafting was awesome, they executed near perfection. Rich was caught early, very early, just once. I believe the total kill for Ballistix was 2. And not actually too much from Gen.G either, but they were just forced from the siege range. Hammer comp just way too strong. In this kind of case, Ballistix cannot do a thing.
Yeah, 2-7, the final scoreline. I mean, maybe it feels a little bit rough for, or it felt good for SC to be able to pick up those kills. 'Cause obviously, you know, that's Raynor doing his job, but that's about all that happened for Ballistix.
They banned Li-Ming, surprisingly. Li-Ming, of course, was the one for Reset. Maybe they were concerned about it. But this was totally a comp that was going to be the peeling. Of course, they took Raynor away. Maybe they thought it was safe when there's Hammer. And it was usually Rich on that Hammer instead. But because Reset does not play as much Phoenix, they had that semi-DPS roll swap in there. But Hammer was always the one that stuck with Gen.G, and they started this meta. Rich himself started this entire thing in the region by playing it so many times in the Hero League.
And then he brings it back all the way to win today's games.
Oh, he was on Phoenix, but still his
yeah.
team just breaks it. With this kind of draft, when you cannot just engage, there are no... Maybe you can find some cracks, but if you're trying to find cracks, when they're cemented to a different level, like this thick of a cement, can you really break through with pins?
Yeah, I mean, you need like an actual jackhammer just going for hours to try to figure out how to break even the tiniest of little holes in